following show is a paid program. This show is brought to you by CH Global Financial Services.
Oh, la la la, la la la, la la la, stay with me, la la la, la la la, la la la, stay with me. I don't wanna be all by myself. No, I don't really need no one else.
Hey family, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for joining me on the Cam Hill Show. You just saw a snippet of my guest, Reggie Jamz, the singer, songwriter, and the best. Hey, Mr. Reggie, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Man, we just saw a snippet of you.
Thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Where did that come from?
That was just a little freestyle session that me and my friend Phil Wade did a few years back. It was fun. That's when YouTube was innocent.
Absolutely. In doing so with Phil Wade, I know you have so much that's on there. Every time I see you, it's time to party. I just know that. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's talk about it. I know you came on K-Box in 2007.
Yeah, I came out in 2007. I won Had As Idol, and I was about 18 years old. I just turned 18 years old, and things just kind of took off PV at the time. And I was at school. My mama actually picked me up to take me to the audition, and because I didn't want to do it, I didn't want to do the audition, and she just was so adamant about me doing it, and I did it, and it was a long process. It took up the whole summer, and I ended up winning.
You're so modest. You gotta talk, my friend. You ended up winning.
Yeah.
Out of all those people.
But
okay, people, let me just, it was a line.
It was a lot of talent in that competition.
It was.
It was adult talent, and I was basically a kid.
Yes.
But I already had that, that fire. So
absolutely.
It always helps.
And where does that fire come from, my friend? Where does that come from for music?
Nobody's never asked me that. That's a great question. I don't know. It's a self-motivating fire. I do know that my mom, she was more of the singer in my family. She did background singing back in the day for several different artists, and then she had a great early life in singing. But the fire that I have is unprecedented. There's no one around me. It's incomparable. Like I watch certain movies and certain artists, I'll be like, that's me. But as far as somebody around me, I don't know anybody has that fervor.
Right. That's true. That's absolutely true. What I love about you, and I was reading, I said one of your inspirations was Sam Cooke. Wow, how did that come about? Before your time, my friend.
Well, Sam Cooke, I was raised by my grandparents. And Sam Cooke was like, and we went to church, of course. So Sam Cooke was numero uno in the house as far as things like that. And he was the best. I mean,
yes.
When I heard him, even though I was born in, 1987, and, I heard modern stuff. I heard the stuff of the day and stuff that was coming. Nobody could touch him. And then once I did my research on him, and once I finally got a chance to see him, perform on video and stuff, I'm like, well, this guy's the prototype.
Right.
There was none before him. The first black man with a record label. That was powerful.
Yes.
He owned his music. He was he accomplished gospel. He accomplished
yes.
What they call race music at the time of R&B. He invented a new genre. Like he's the Michael Jordan, the Wilt Chamberlain, the Bill Russell of R&B. Everybody is Sam Cooke, from Ronald Isley to Marvin Gaye to everybody is Sam Cooke.
That's what I love about you. As I was reading, I was like, Sam Cooke, of all people, but you're so right on everything he did. And I see some things in you that I saw that he had.
What you see in me?
Man, you go out there and you're the best. You are the best.
Well,
you out there and you perform immediately for the people.
Well, you know, I can attribute that to I grew up in a super competitive house, like an athletic. Me and my brothers were super competitive.
Yes.
So I kind of apply some of those intangibles to music.
Right.
So it's the same thing with me. It's not a competition, but I honestly feel like if people paid their money to come see me, I want them to, if I was to drop dead leaving the stage, I want them to say, that boy put on a hell of a show.
I love that part about you, because one thing I can say, if it's one person in the room or 5,000 in the room, you give them the same quality of performance. And I've seen you on every different stage, opening for groups as well as local artists. You, man, my friend, you and your band that you work with are the best. How does that come about? How does that synergy come about with you and the band?
Well, a lot of the guys I've been playing with, I've known them for years.
Yeah.
And the way the band network works is everybody knows each other. So everybody works for each other, from the top artists to the lowest artists. Basically, you know, everybody, you know, kind of works around with each other. So you just build certain relationships, and certain relationships with certain guys, I just made it better. You know, certain relationships are better than others. As I get older, a lot of my philosophy has changed. You know, when I was younger, a few years back, even 10 years ago, I was a lot more super fiery and super, you know, ready to go off the handle.
Yes.
But as I get older, I have kids now, so I don't really care. As long as only thing I care about is giving the people quality. As long as we do that, we're doing a good job. But as far as the extra stuff and going above and beyond, nah. I just give the people, I want to give the people what they want.
I like that. I like exactly what you're saying, because that is what you do. You give the people what they want. COVID is here, COVID-19. The numbers have been spiking, but what did it do to your industry in music?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but yeah, I know if it's happening to me, it's happening to a lot of people, because I consider myself a very hard worker.
Yes.
And for me, music isn't a hobby for me.
Right.
It's my life. So let's just say 80% of my income, well, 90% of my income has been depleted because of the COVID. You know, I'm used to working like 4 or 5 days a week, and to working no days a week, that's insane. So,
and that comes to the point. I could have
never imagined. I said I could have never imagined this happening.
Absolutely. And it hasn't gone back to full capacity at this point, correct?
No. And I'm out here, I'm quarantined in the country somewhere. I had to get away from the city. There's too much going on. But I just say, you know, I pray for everybody. You know, I'm just been in quarantine because I don't know exactly what's going on. And, you know, they really haven't told us any symptoms about it, you know, so everybody's having different reactions to it. So it's like an apocalypse movie. I don't know what's going on right now.
That is funny. I understand what you're saying, in a sense of you really don't know, because some people are asymptomatic and some people have the symptoms.
Right. And that's the thing, you know, and we living in a state where it's rising, and it's, you know, the thing is, you know, I'm a cynical person sometimes, but I also believe that I can't be selfish in me. Say, for instance, I may be asymptomatic,
right?
But my children or my grandparents or somebody I know might not be,
right?
So, you know, we just got to careful with our mindset sometimes. I think a lot of times the modern day person, and I'm 32 years old, so I still have a lot of growing to do, but I'm a true believer that age has nothing to do. I mean, maturity has nothing to do with age.
Right.
So I just think that a lot of people, worry about where they are right now instead of where they have been in life. And I think if people take a step back to look at that, then you can look at the situation a little bit differently.
I like what you said about that, because I've noticed as we were, information that you've put out as far as COVID and things like that, because it hit your industry, and I was reading about it, you feel very strong about it in a sense. How COVID is affecting, yes, how COVID is affecting, Houston and Texas and everybody. And in a sense, with you being a performer, people usually want to come up to you, hug you, take pictures, things like that.
Yeah. And we can't do that. So that's all over. All that's over with for now. And I don't even allow people to cough on the phone with me. I'll wrap the conversation up.
You think it's coming through the phone?
It's just a different age. Oh yeah, we don't even. I don't know how this disease travels. They still haven't told us anything. We don't know nothing. So
we don't know nothing, huh?
Exactly. And I don't know what's going on. And that's one thing about me. I don't like not being able to control certain things.
Right.
I know you can't control everything, but certain things, like, man, you already can't work, and then now I got to duck for being sick. Like, come on.
Because you're used to people being up close and personal with you. Even when you sing, you bring people on stage.
Exactly. I'm used to doing this multiple times a week. I'm used to being a breadwinner. I'm used to being just different. And
right.
Now, but I found a silver lining in it. The silver lining is God is also doing a multitude of things at one time.
Yes.
So everything's not about Reggie and performing right now. It's about social change.
Yes.
It's about climate change. It's about the way we treat our fellow person, because it's COVID. A lot of people, including our people, Black people, have lost a lot of family members.
Yes.
And once it started getting close to my family, that's when I started getting out. Once I started hearing people not that's close, but not in my super immediate family, but in my family lineage, I'm like, man, it's getting serious.
And you knew at that time that it was real. Yeah.
Because, again, I'm in that human number that, I don't make no speech about it until it affects me. And now it affects me. And then, I want y'all to wear the t-shirts and nah. So I want to spread the gospel before it's too late.
Exactly. As you've seen, and I know we're talking about music, but as you've seen about the COVID cases, you see people without their mask, without their gloves, and they're just going about their day even now. And the numbers are rising. What do you think?
Glad it ain't me. But
that's why you're quarantined, right? That's why you left.
I can only control me and mine. So,
yeah.
And that's it. Some people out here really don't care. But again, like I just said, I prefaced all of this when I just said a few minutes ago. Let there be you or somebody you love in this situation, and it's going to be a different story, a different song you sing.
But I think you said something very profound when you said African Americans, Black people were really taking it in a sense of we've been hit hard, with it. Because for one thing, you go back there by yourself. And, exactly. We're used to everybody being in the family in the room.
And you can't even get people at funerals and stuff no more. But now it's like people just don't care. So I really don't know what's going on. I just know it's like all I can do is me and my house gonna serve the Lord. That's all I know. I can't worry about nobody else's house.
Okay, when we come back, we'll be talking to Reggie more about the music industry and COVID and how it's affecting him.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop where our founder discovered a retired teacher living. No home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion that inspired AARP. Today we empower people to choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. We are AARP, creating real possibilities.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Thank you for coming back with us. We're talking to Reggie Jamz, singer, songwriter, and my friend. Hey, my friend, what's going on over there?
Hey, Cam.
Hey, what's going on? People are asking about the Audition Love Edition. How did that come about?
Okay, well, that was a mixtape called The Audition, and that was my first mixtape ever.
Yes.
It was produced by my cousin, R. Banga, and it was Seven the Poet out of Sunnyside, Texas, out of Houston, Texas. He actually helped me promote this at one of my first shows in Houston. So we sold 1,000 copies.
Yes.
We did 1,000 copies, and then the rest is online.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wanted to bring that out of how you all sold 1,000 plus. Wow.
Because, this is the time, this is around 2009.
Yes.
The world was different, very vibrant outside. People are still the children of the streets. Not like that, but, like being outside. We come from that culture of being outside. And so Seven used to have this big poetry night at Shadow Bar,
right,
and in downtown Houston, and it was real big. And at that time I was young, and live music I had to learn the hard way. It was, I thought just because I was a recording artist that I'm just a singer, I could sing anywhere, but live music is its own thing, so I had to learn it the hard way. But Seven would always give me a platform and let me do my thing with no inhibition. I just had to be on time, and so. He's always had my back. So we did a big birthday party at a birthday party, and it was a lot of people, and 1,000 copies, man.
1,000 copies later.
We printed 1,000, and we sold 1,000.
Isn't that something? The other thing is, We'll go down the list. All Night. How did All Night come about?
Well, All Night is my most recent release. And that was a collaboration with a musician friend of mine named Eric King. Him and a writer named Freddie Fontaine out of Dallas wrote this song and collaborated with me on it. And I wasn't even interested in doing a record at the time, but they came to me with this record, and we ended up making the song from the ground up, and it's a masterpiece.
It sure is. It's great. It's great. Too Late is another one. Too Late. How did that come about?
Too Late. Well, Too Late came out in 2007, and that was from me winning Hatter's Idol. So with that Hatter's Idol winning it, you received money and a single on the radio. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize I was the last Hatters Idol. I knew that it was previous Hatters Idols before me. A sister in the city named Nisha Cortez, she had won the year before I had won.
Yes.
And Hatters. And then I just happened to come along where I'm in that generation where I'm right in the middle. So I'm the child of the analog and I'm a child of the digital. So when Too Late came out, I had a big presence on MySpace. I was already, pretty popular at PV. I was on some shows down there. And I just spun that thing and turned it into something greater. I turned it into, I ended up leaving school, PV and going on tour. And I did some stuff with John Legend and I did some stuff with Charlie Wilson and I did stuff with T-Pain and Tank and whoever was popular at the time, in that era, Mario and whoever was popular, I did work with them. So I learned from a lot of good people.
Wow, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm glad you spoke about the fact that you did leave school. Many people have children right now that are in school and have a dream. Child leaves school, you see family members passing out.
Well, when I
let's
left
talk
school,
to them.
It was I had always been into academics like my whole life, so I was already in like Magnet and Vanguard and pre-AP stuff.
Right.
So by the time I got to college and they were, emphasizing, I had a great mentor up there, Dr. Jan Taylor, who's over the music department, and she was a great mentor. But I told her at one point, I'm just tired of doing music in this style.
Yes.
And, if I want to go to school, I would rather go for communications because everybody know when I get to talking, I love to talk. And I'm a great that's the thing about me. It's like I don't talk, but when I do talk, I'm talking.
I've been trying to get you to talk.
But yeah, so she was a great mentor and she was, willing to give me scholarships, but I just had lost interest and plus music was doing so good for me. And that's what I really, that was my life's calling.
Yes.
I had no plan on falling back on anything because that was it, That's
right.
what God's charged me to do since 3 years old.
Right.
I knew at 12 years old I was going to do this for a living. Because once I found out people got paid, I'm like, people get paid for this? When that man at church gave me that money, I said, I'm singing for the rest of my life.
That's what I want. Okay, so family, now you see who Reggie Jamz is. I've been trying to get him to talk because I know him. That's what we want to hear. That's it.
I told him I'm singing for the rest of my life.
I love that part that you're going to sing for the rest of your life. Man. Paid in full.
Because I'm like, it's something that I actually enjoy doing and I take seriously.
You do.
Like, it's not a hobby. It's not a novelty. It's not, I'm a musicologist. I study things that my drummer should know. I study things that my bass player should know, my keyboard player should know. And I don't even play instruments.
Right.
But I don't play instruments not because I'm not willing to, but immediately in my early life, I grew up in an a cappella church. I grew up in the Church of Christ.
Right.
And so there's no music there.
Right.
I mean, it's for an instrument. Now, there's plenty of music, but it's not in instrument form. And so that's what I come from. So maybe that's why my ear was a little bit sharper and a little bit quicker. But I know I study music because I don't study anything quote unquote new to get something new. I always study something old.
Right.
Because they did all the good stuff. The old schoolers did all the cool stuff.
You always say that. I love that about you. The other thing too is that
any musical run that we do comes from somebody else.
Yes.
Like how in gospel, like you have like Kiki Sheard. She's phenomenal.
Right.
And she's a replica of her mother.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then you hear her aunties. You hear her aunties in there too because you take things from everybody, and then of course you have your own being and sound. So you put that tone on there, but ultimately we are reciprocating things. Human behavior is learned behavior.
Right.
So we just reciprocate. That's why people like songs that they can relate to.
Right.
If I can relate to it, I've learned this. And if I haven't learned, I'm gonna learn. And if you have it, you gonna learn. Either way, you're gonna get through that situation.
Right. I love what you said about music too. You don't sing anything that that doesn't touch you, doesn't touch your spirit and your heart. Let's talk about that.
Because otherwise that's miming. That's fake. That's like magic. Magic ain't real. Yeah. God is real.
Yes.
Magic, even people that do magic let you know that it's an illusion.
Right.
The trick is in your mind.
Yes.
So if I haven't been through it, or you can vicariously go through it. So say for instance, Cam, I know Cam has went through the situation. Yes. I can sing that.
Right.
I can relate to it because if my friend has been through this, that's going to affect me some kind of way too.
Yes.
But some stuff, is just not for me. Right. And I'm cool with that. Like I've learned to accept who I am. I'm just a modern day folk singer, blues singer. That's just what I am. They can call it R&B, you can call it whatever, but that's ultimately what we are. It's modern day folk singers and blues singers. That's it. You can call it trap, rap, whatever. It's folk music. It's folk music.
Yes. I love that part about you. I can say this, that you are true to your music. You know it, you can feel it, you can see it. You inspire other people with it.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people in this town in Houston, like that. When I look back on it, I work with everybody that's in Houston. And, a lot of us come up together. We started this event called First Monday. Yes. And it was just 6 of us performing. Right. And they called it the Elite Six, and I was supposed to be notice I'm saying supposed to be the best of the best. Right. In the city. I don't like that because ain't no best. Best is relative. Okay. Now, if you put in the work, now I give you that. But some people don't put in the work, and so now, Terrence evolved that thing into where it incorporates, high and low. It incorporates everybody in the city. Mostly anybody that wants to have an opportunity to perform on it, and it's if not the largest platform. Yes, it's huge. And because it grew from, I remember what we grew it from, and then now to what it is, it's like crazy. And then now, I tap into other quote on, the word genre. I tap into other genres. So, I play around with Zydeco and just modernizing sounds that I grew up on. Because I grew up in a house where my grandfather was Haitian, and my grandmother is a Black, strong woman out of Sunnyside. So you see the juxtaposition between those two worlds. You got a man who loves soca music and reggae and Zydeco and that. And then my grandmother, she like quartet, church, and blues, and So now that's my life put together. And if anybody's ever seen a Reggie Jamz show, they already know that basically encompasses his whole life. You're gonna get some R&B, you're gonna get some soul, you'll get some reggae, Zydeco, you'll get everything. The blackest music you can think of, you're gonna get at a Reggie Jamz show.
Sounds good. When we come back, we will hear Reggie Jamz and what he has next.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop where our founder discovered a retired teacher living, no home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion that inspired AARP. Today we empower people to choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. We are AARP, creating real possibilities.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thank you so much, family, for coming back. We're with Reggie Jamz. Hey, my friend, how you doing?
Yeah, what's going down, Cam?
What's going down? We were just talking to you about your grandparents. Let's discuss that a little more.
Oh, well, yeah, I was raised by my grandparents, and that was it. Like, it was cool. And then that was just in my early life. And then,
right.
Of course, when you're a child, you just go where people tell you to go.
Right.
So, and then from there, my dad kind of took over finally, and then it was just, it was different. It was more about becoming a young man during that time with me and my brothers during that time. So, but my grandparents, the foundation and
yes,
the passion of the music come from them. Now, the work ethic and the determination and the, true business that come from my parents.
Yeah, good. Live Mondays. We were talking about the platform of Live Mondays, how it started. 6 of you all started it. And man, it's phenomenal. It's 20 or 30 people? How many people? Several people.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent in the city.
It is.
And that's the thing, is he makes sure, everybody that participates, just make sure that it's a quality production, and everybody that touched the stage, you better be on point.
Yes.
You can't, Houston I performed all around the world. I've been out of the country. I've been to Toronto. I've been to Mexico. I've been to the Caribbean. Houston is the toughest place to perform on earth.
Really? That's good to know.
And if you can perform in Houston, you perform. People talk about New York, nobody, no. If you perform in Houston, you perform anywhere. Because Houston has all the musicians. If you look at anybody's bands over time, or even everybody got all the musicians come from Houston. It's just what it is.
That's good to know. Most people say you have to leave Houston to go to New York, Atlanta, Chicago, or LA. What do you say about that?
Well, it was a time, I feel like it was a time where you did have to do that in the 70s and 80s and maybe even the 90s, even the early 2000s. But over time, social media that medium has made it very advantageous for everybody to just, have their attention span drained within 5.5 seconds nowadays. So, you don't really need to go to LA because trust me, it's a Reggie Jamz in LA and it's a Reggie Jamz in New York. already.
Right.
So why go there when those places already support that? I just do me, and whatever God has for me. If they really want you, they'll call you. You ain't got to go nowhere else. I've learned that too.
I like what you did when COVID it kind of hit, and I think you and maybe a few others, but I saw you first, being the first
Right.
group to even start online. Zooms, concerts, and things like that with a full band. You had your full band.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Where did that thought process come from?
We did that to give people hope initially.
Right.
And, and of course, when I wasn't used to, to not working, that kind of sucks. So, we was trying to raise, money and stuff. But then it became where it's like, I don't want to be this type of person that's begging people when we all in the same boat. So I figured, anybody that was willing to help me would help me. I didn't want to, after we did the first few.
You did it because you are one of the first that I saw.
I didn't even want to put the Cash App thing on there because it's like,
yeah,
it's hard to get people to support you sometimes. And I don't want to be putting nobody in that situation. So I just say, hey, if you'll support me, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's talk about, and I'm glad you spoke about that. When we go out and we go in the public as far as actually seeing you guys live when we used to, we didn't pay at the door.
Yeah.
And we want to talk, and I bring this up with everybody, and there's a reason. You all always have a place for us to either put tips or something else. Let's discuss and let's reiterate what does that money mean to you all as a band and a singer-songwriter performer?
Well, believe it or not, a lot of that money goes to the band. It's split up amongst 5 to 6 of us.
Right.
A lot of times we provide our own sound. We have to provide everything. So when people be like, man, I'm paying you $1,000, I'd be like, bro, you're not paying me nothing.
Right.
You're paying us.
Right.
I'm bringing a whole production
yes.
with me.
Yes.
And these guys, some guys, like I said about the live music game, some guys, they want more money. Some guys, it's just how it goes. So it's like, I'm playing the middleman again. So
yes.
I'm another middleman.
Yes.
I have to book the band. And everybody's not the same.
Yes.
Like in the barbershop, everybody ain't $15. Some guy, hey man, I'm 25. I'm 25 in my chest. So
yes.
That's how it goes. That's how the game goes. Then you have to get guys that like each other. That's a whole nother thing. You gotta make sure, hey, man, who playing and all that. It's politics.
Right.
So it's just like people don't understand, but compared to a lot of conventional jobs, anything else, it's fairly simple. It's just about meshing personalities and just I want to show people that I'm worth whatever.
Right.
Whatever you pay. I'm already super tall and lanky and stuff, and I just want to utilize that for your visual experience.
Right. I like that. I like what you're saying there.
I got like one or two dance moves, and that's it. That's it. Got a little rock, and that's it. That's it.
The reason I say that is because many people think you guys are making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a night.
No. I told her, man, and I said, are you a fool? Well, you're not paying me $1,000. Hey, brother, I'm paying you $1,000. I say, brother, you ain't paying me that. I say, brother, if I'm probably going home with $200. And that's after paying everybody and everything. So it's just like, when you run an operation, it's just like, man, look, the top DJs in town, that even if you they partner, they gonna charge you $400. That's us off
they gonna
top.
That's what yes, that's the way it is. Yes.
So I'm like, how are you gonna play those, kangaroo politics with me. So hey, but I prove it that I'm worth it. And I consider myself like a Birkin bag.
Uh-oh.
So if you can't afford me, oh well. I know I'm high. That's just what it is. But I know it's gonna be a hell of a show. Worry about me saying nothing about no time limits. You ain't gotta worry about not dancing. You gotta worry about not being entertained.
Yes,
You gotta
that's
worry about
true.
not having the best musicians.
Yes.
I'm always the best. And there you go. And we're gonna be looking good. So that's all that matters.
But see, the other thing too people don't see is that you all have been there for a length of time in during rehearsal, but they haven't seen that.
They don't see.
They don't see any of that.
Everybody just see, and then they say it's a whole bunch of things. But I've been doing this for so long. Even though I'm a young man, I'm not even in my prime yet. But it's like I'm an old man in this game because it's like I've been doing it for so long, and I know people. I know the nuances of it.
Right.
And so it's just like, nah, I'm good. And then like nowadays, like we're in quarantine, like I had plans, my latest activities, I had events to do in Vegas and stuff.
Right.
But the way things are going, they just issued a travel advisory today. So if you leave and come back, you have to quarantine. This is too much going on. I don't know what's happening. And I know some people are asymptomatic. I don't know if I'm asymptomatic because I don't know if I have it or not.
Uh-huh.
But all I do know is I ain't trying to find out. I ain't trying to find out. I don't want to even know nothing about it.
Oh my God, that is too funny. I'm telling you, so family, now you see who Reggie Jamz really is.
Yeah, they getting a little glimpse because
they get a glimpse. I'm telling you.
We on TV right now, so I gotta be real PG.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good. You are doing great. I'm telling you. I know a lot
of y'all church folk watching this.
I'm telling you, now you have got the real Reggie Jamz that's coming up. He is the one. He's talking, he's telling us different things. But I tell you, Reggie is a business person too. So I will tell you that. So Reggie, let's shift to the business side of music. Let's talk to locally. Yeah, let's talk to him about it.
So what you want to know? Because business is a diverse industry.
Yeah.
You always got to diversify your portfolio.
Yes.
I know that. So I always stay well versed.
Yes.
I always like to keep. I like to keep a quiet profile. Most people would think that my disposition on stage would match who I am off stage, and that's totally not. I'm totally not. Reggie Jamz and Reginald Grissom Jr. are two totally different people.
Right.
And so I like to keep my business, my personal life on a low profile, but I will encourage everybody to diversify your portfolio and stay well versed. But in this coronavirus situation that we've been in, it's just, even my diversifications have been just for naught. Because it's just like, normally I'm used to having multiple sources of revenue and different ways to make things happen. I'm a great saver, and I'm not just a wandering spender. I'm a great saver. And so to find myself in this situation, I don't feel bad about it because I'm not the only person in this situation. Not that says anything, but I don't like to get caught up about me, because as long as I got 2 feet and hands, I got this.
That sounds great. When we come back, we'll be talking to Reggie Jamz some more.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Our story begins more than 60 years ago inside an abandoned chicken coop where our founder discovered a retired teacher living, no home, no health care. So she said no to this injustice and yes to transforming lives. It's this drive, this compassion that inspired AARP. Today we empower people to choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. We are AARP, creating real possibilities.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
We are back with my friend Reggie Jamz, singer-songwriter, and my buddy. Hey, what's going on, my friend?
Cam, we back. We back.
We are back. Hey, this is one thing that everybody wants to know. They're at home. COVID has kept them in and things, but they have a dream inside of them. Let's talk to those dreamers. Let's discuss what should they do. They really don't, realistically, they don't want to go back to work, but they have to, for financial things. But there's still something inside.
The silver lining, I mentioned something earlier about this. The silver lining that I found in it is that this is just a time for us to kind of just slow down and really look at ourselves introvertedly.
Right.
Don't become an introvert. I'm an ambivert. So I'm an extrovert and an introvert. But we need to really look, and a lot of people are just refusing to do it. And I know it's tempting, to go back to turkey leg hunting,
right?
Go out to Vegas and eat, catfish and stuff. But sometimes, the Bible says, humble yourself. Sometimes we got to humble ourselves a little bit more. Our hubris not only affects us, but our hubris, again, we prefaced earlier, human behavior is learned behavior. So then your children see your ignorance, and that ignorance is okay, instead of being cautious. And so I think if we took more care, if we really loved ourselves, not just saying it, but if you really loved yourself, if you love yourself, I love you, Cam.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why would I put Cam in a situation? If I love me, I love Cam. Yeah. But if I don't love me, then I don't give a damn about Cam, and we gonna go to turkey leg day.
Right.
With no mask on.
With no mask and no gloves.
But if I care about Cam might just be mad at me. I might tell Cam, don't go to that. Yeah. And then you'll see on the news a couple of days later, like they saying now, because it constantly keeps changing. So we don't actually know the symptoms of coronavirus. It's not the flu. Yes. Okay, so people keep saying respiratory, but I've heard people losing their senses. I've heard people falling out. Yes. I've heard all kinds of stuff. So it's not an exact symptom. Like a cold, what we call a cold or influenza and stuff like that. We name the symptoms. We don't know the symptoms for this. Right. All we know is you lose your taste, you lose your smell, and death. That's all we know. So all the stuff in between, we don't know what happened. We don't know nothing that gets you there. Right. I know exactly what you're saying. And you mentioned you heard that our brother George Floyd, he had COVID-19. Yes. So we don't know how this stuff is traveling. We don't know. We don't. But stay vigilant. Wash your hands. clean yourself, and social distance, and you should be all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But
Who knows?
and as you as a singer songwriter, but as we were talking a little earlier, and people wanted me to expound on this, now they can't touch you. Now they can't be out
Yeah.
there as close to you as we were before. I mean, you
Yeah.
would be on the dance floor singing while people are around you
Yeah.
dancing, like in the middle. You would be singing
Yeah,
while they're
I know,
dancing
but that's a
around you.
good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing
It
now,
is.
because now that gives you more opportunity to observe and listen.
Okay.
I mean, hey, you have to find a perspective in everything. Now we
Right.
can look at it like, oh, I can't dance, or I can look at it like, okay, well maybe it gives me an opportunity to maybe appreciate the show in a different way. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you gotta find the silver lining. You can't, like I said, you can either live your life like coronavirus with losing your senses and death, or you
Yes.
can try to figure out what's going on in the middle. And that's what I try to do. I want to know what's going on in the meantime. Like, I understand I can't touch people. That's sad. I recently did a show at Sugars
Yes. How did
this
that
past
go?
Saturday. And that was very successful. And people had no problem tipping us. They had no problem hugging us. They had, a hug is different than shaking somebody's hand. See, shaking somebody's hand is different from, different interactions. So I know we still know how to interact and keep this social distance.
And you all
You
also were
know us,
live on. Huh?
Cam. You know we know how to social
Yes, we
distance.
do. You all were also live on Facebook Live and YouTube too. You can still see you.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
home, where
So
people at home.
look, it's no way possible you can miss Reggie Jamz. If you don't type that name in on Google, Spotify, Apple Music, Reggie Jamz, even if you type it in wrong, put Jams. And it's
Yes,
gonna say, did you mean JAMZ?
exactly.
And then, of course. So you good, we good. Like, it's music everywhere. SoundCloud, music.reggiejams.com. It's stuff everywhere. You can learn different things, explore, do stuff like I be doing. Learn how to do stuff, paint pictures. Go catch some Pokemon or something. Do some push-ups. Do something. I stay in shape. Like, do something.
We
Ride
got
horses.
Reggie
I like
out.
riding horses. Go do something.
Go do something, huh?
Something. But listen, when I'm a true believer that if God gives us an opportunity to live another day, that's the grace and mercy. Not
Yes,
the fact that you made it through something.
yes,
That's a whole other thing. But the fact that you get another restart, we get
yes,
to reboot another day,
yes.
bruh, you better take advantage of it, sister. Take advantage of it.
Exactly. That is the truth. You know?
Hey, there's people dying left and right, and ain't nothing promised. So take advantage of the day. Anytime you have an opportunity, seize that opportunity. Try different
Yes,
things, do different things. I'm a singer songwriter, but that doesn't define all who I am. I'm a father. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. I like soul food. I like riding my bike. I like playing basketball. I love playing with my children. I like poetry. I had poems, when I was a young boy, inducted into the Manel Museum
wow.
collection. I'm different. I'm different.
Very smart, I tell you. You are very, and
And I'm
up
a
on
tech.
the news.
I'm a tech.
What you say, you techie?
Yeah, I love technology. So I'm just well rounded. I like to be a man of the world. Why not? Why not?
With the viewers right now, are some of the last words you'd like to just leave with them. Just let them know what you feel about this COVID, what they should be doing, because like I said, many are at home, 40 million plus people are unemployed.
All I know is that obviously joy is coming in the morning. Now, which morning we don't know, but it's
Uh-huh.
coming. And because we don't know, we don't know nothing right now. Our leadership is broken in this country, but we all know that. But I would just say stay vigilant, like I said, and stay positive. it's easy to get negative because misery loves company.
Yes.
But get outside of your own mind, go
Yes.
outside, do things that you haven't done before, and just social distance. That's the best thing we can do. And things, I guarantee you, will turn around. There's no way it's not going to turn around. It has no choice. All the diseases that come before, we've learned how to evolve past them. So we don't not get colds. We still get them, even if you had one. We just learn how to evolve over time. So it's another hiccup in nature. Nature always wins. And when she call you, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
So I encourage everybody to stay vigilant and keep God first.
Keep God first and be vigilant. I love that. How do people contact you, my friend?
You can contact me at Reggie Jamz. That's on all social media platforms. And that's it.
That's it? That is
That's
too
it.
funny.
And Reggie Jamz. Ain't no
Reggie
other way you contact me.
Jamz.
I ain't giving out no numbers.
I know, no, don't do that.
832-380-5269. I don't know. Somebody dialed it. Who knows what happened? I don't know.
That is too funny. I know your last words you just gave. I know that you gave out your information. Anything else you want to tell about Reggie Jamz? Upcoming?
No.
Well, we really don't know anymore
No.
what's going to happen.
We'll talk again. We'll talk again about Reggie Jamz. But I just really I'm just really excited that you had me on the show and just grateful that you had me on here. And
We got him to talk.
I hope somebody grasps something from this conversation.
Oh, I'm sure. Always, Reggie, we grasp things from you, my friend. Always, always, always. I truly wanted to say thank you for everything that you do. My friend, you have been the pillar of Houston. Locally, you have paved the way for so many people. You don't know how many people you've paved the way for. When you're up on that stage, you truly make us forget about what is going on in the day. You're a super entertainer, super singer, songwriter beyond your time, my friend. And I said it before. You have been here before.
They always say, you are old soul. I say, yeah,
Your
I'm
soul, I'm telling you, and you truly, my friend, are the best. Thank you again for being here. And take it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, family. On tomorrow, we will have Bridget Smith on our show. She is running for Fort Bend attorney, county attorney. Thank you. Have a great one. Bye.